Hello, I'm Daniel and welcome to Copperhead Road Homestead. I want to tell you about this plant over here today. This is mullein. If you want to hear more about it, then stay tuned. This over here is mullein. I wouldn't have known what it was if I hadn't watched Homestead Aquarius the other day. Anyway, this is mullein over here, and yesterday we were over here cleaning up where the pigs had been. This is the tree line between the property we just bought. If you haven't seen the video about us doubling the size of our property for free, I'll put a link to it right up here and a card. You can click on that. Between the property we just bought and the property that's been in our family for over 100 years, I found this mullein over here. And the way I identified it is how it feels. It feels almost like felt, but really not like felt in some ways. It's softer and more pleasant feeling than felt. It feels like an animal's ear. In fact, it's also called lamb's ear. I'm pretty sure this is mullein. If it's not, then correct me. It grows wild in a lot of areas. Some people think it's invasive. Some people think it's a problem. But I love invasive plants.
I
don't like honeysuckle. Here's some honeysuckle. I hate it. What I've read about this plant is that it has a deep taproot, kind of like comfrey. It has a lot of beautiful flowers on it that are very lovely for pollinators and lovely in your garden. It can reach 6 to 10 foot tall. It's really pretty amazing how it feels. I wish you could feel how soft it is. But I'm going to dig this up today and we'll move it over to my front yard in my food forest. I've got some fruit trees over there. I have comfrey, currants, elderberry, blackberries. There's 2 of them, 2 small ones over here. The pigs are going to come back over here and they'll probably end up destroying it. But I'll shoot some of me digging it up, and then I'll transplant over there. I'll tell you a bit more about it. Here's a view of it just a little bit closer. You can see how it's kind of blowing the wind there and how thick it is. It's almost, again, it's called lamb's ear. I don't see a huge taproot like I did for the comfrey, but I'm gonna move it anyway. It'll produce several thousand seeds every year. So we'll see what happens with this. It's a great medicinal, and I'll tell you some more about it in a minute. All right, so I'm back in my front yard food forest, and here is a peach tree, and this is comfrey that I've planted last year, I believe, and I've got right next to it. Over here is an apple tree, and it's got some comfrey by it, and then a red currant right in front of it as well. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna plant this mullein, and I'm gonna put a little bit of extra compost. I don't think it's necessary to feed it like this because these plants thrive whenever a lot of other plants don't. These things want to live, so I'm gonna put them in the ground, and then I'll tell you a bit more about the medicinal qualities. So it's a biennial. That means 1 year it's going to look like this with the nice velvet leaf. That's another name for it, velvet leaf. It's got several different names. Again, to be completely honest with you, I had never even really heard of or known anything about mullein at all until I watched a video from a friend the other day. But as I researched it, I saw this and thought, hey, there's some mullein. I'm going to put it over here in my front yard, my forest garden, so it doesn't get completely destroyed by the pigs. It's going to look like this 1 year, and the next year it's going to have a big stalk on it and a lot of flowers, and it's going to look very beautiful, and it's going to attract pollinators. Some individuals said they like to use it for shading other plants in their forest garden, that it doesn't really suck a whole lot of nutrients from the ground, and whenever it dies back, that it leaves all of these avenues for other roots to grow, punching a hole in the soil. Again, I didn't see very many huge roots whenever I dug it up, but it might be a very young plant that just showed up. It's used as an expectorant for coughs and things of that nature. From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, you can use any part of it at all. It would have been handy to have this a couple weeks ago as a toilet paper replacement. It's cowboy toilet paper. If you're wandering through the woods and you see a plant that has very velvety soft leaves on it like that, almost feels like an animal's ear, this is called lamb's ear, then that may be mullein. That's one of the identifying characteristics of it. Check it out, find some more information about it, participate. This is one of the things that we're doing for our Plant Everyday Challenge. Please participate in it. We want to encourage people to get out there and plant, and if you plant a little bit every day, then it's going to result in you having a lot of things, just one thing every day. Great deal of plants, great deal of edibles, a great deal of usefulness, a great deal of medicinal herbs. So we encourage you to do that. If you like things like this, share it with your friends, share it on social media, like it and subscribe.
Like it and subscribe.
We appreciate it when you do those things. Come back again tomorrow. Thanks.